Okay, I have had this idea for the longest time. I have been thinking about this, thinking about starting a YouTube channel, but I never had the courage to start. And I always gave myself excuses because there was a time I was to start about last month, but I said no, I'm still researching, I am still not ready, I still need some equipment that I don't have so that I can have a successful channel, and all those excuses. But all I was really doing was just postponing and postponing and postponing because I was really scared. I was scared about not getting the audience. I was scared that what if people don't really relate to what I'm saying? What people don't even listen to what I'm saying? Do I even have the authority to tell people anything about anything? And all those thoughts made me to just stay in that box where I just kept convincing myself that I will start. I'm still trying this, I'm still doing this, I'm still not ready, but I will start, When I'm ready, I will start. But the truth is, you will never be ready, guys. Trust me, you will never be ready. I personally, I still don't feel ready while I am doing this. I just had to push myself out of that box so that I can actually start and actually do something, because I saw that if I didn't get myself out of that box, I would never start, because I still had the fear. And if I didn't confront that fear, if I didn't actually push myself to do that, I wouldn't even discover all these fears, right? Because I had the fear of, what if I don't get an audience? But how will I know that I won't get an audience unless I put myself out there and try to get the audience, and either I succeed or I fail, and that is it. So in life, you have to push yourself to do the hardest things, and actually the things that are very, very, very worth doing, trust me, they will be the hardest to start doing. I've experienced that myself, and I cannot believe how hard it has been for me to actually do this. So welcome to Unscrew Your Mind. My name is Janet Ndanu, and I am welcoming you to this platform. This is my very first video in the YouTube channel, and I am glad that I am finally here and I'm finally doing this. So what made me do this, or why did I come up with Unscrew Your Mind? So Unscrew Your Mind has been my, let me say, personal philosophy, life philosophy kind of thing, whereby the context of Unscrew Your Mind is that we relieve ourselves of all these thoughts. We remove those screws. It's like our minds have been screwed into a box, and we have allowed ourselves to just think of things within the box, and we are not thinking of things outside the box, and we're just scared of doing things outside the box because we've never been outside the box. So the concept of Unscrew Your Mind is that we remove those screws and get ourselves out there, open up our minds for these ideas that are out there, for these new thoughts, new ways of living. And some of the ideas that we have, some of the ideas that we share are actually outdated. We're in a very different age and time. A lot of things have changed. Some of the things that we were taught in the olden days, maybe, okay, let me just say 10 years or even 5 years ago, some of them might not even be viable at this moment, right? Yeah, so the whole point of this platform is to give us that opportunity to open up our minds, open up our hearts, and just generally be open to these new ideas, and let's go of all those outdated ideas or all those societal norms that have been put in place by our predecessors. Yeah, but some of them might not actually be the way to live by at this time. Okay, so I am here, and I mainly want to speak about 3 topics. That is what I will be delivering in this platform. So I'll be sharing things to do with entrepreneurship. If you're in business, if you've just started into the entrepreneurship world, if you're just new, maybe you just started recently and you're trying to grow your business slow by slow, or you have this idea and you have not yet started, but you have this idea, but you've been scared for so long, you don't know how to do it, you don't know how to start, you don't know what to do. This is the platform for you. And also we'll be talking about investing. So there are many ways right now. If we look at the moment right now, yeah, we have the corona pandemic, and what personally I have come to learn from this pandemic is that I cannot depend on one source of income. It is hard because that source of income has been taken away. Well, we're in quarantine, that source of income has been taken away. So how else do I earn an income? And that has made me really think about things and really think about increasing my sources of income so that I'm not dependent on one source of income, so that in case one source of income is completely cut off, I still have other things to depend on. So that is why I'll also be talking about investing. So generally I want to talk about entrepreneurship and investing in the whole aspect of finances. Okay, so we'll talk about financial management, we'll talk about managing our money, budgeting, planning, in these two aspects of entrepreneurship and investing. And then lastly, I will be sharing things to do with personal development. How do we have an impactful mindset? How do we change our personalities to fit into the kind of people or the kind of futures we want to have, you know? Because you cannot, if you have been doing things the way you have been doing, and you have been at the place where you are now, and the place is where it's a place that you're not really comfortable with, so it means what you have been doing hasn't been working, right? So it's not really right to continue doing what you're doing, to continue being the kind of person that you are, if it has not been working and up until this moment, right? That makes sense. So I have been this kind of person where I'm just relaxed. I'm just like, I'm not concerned about things, you know, the future or anything. I was just like, I'll go get a job and I'll continue life, and I'll know what's next after I get the job. Then I'll do this, and after I do this, that's when I'll figure out what's next. So I've just been relaxed. I've been in kind of a comfort zone, and it has been a bad place for me because it hasn't gotten me anywhere really. And I sat down and I audited myself, and I realized that if there are these kind of goals that I want to achieve, if there's this kind of future that I want to have for myself, then the kind of person that I am today will not get me there, okay? Because it hasn't gotten me anywhere currently, right? So it means I have to change the kind of person I am. I have to change my mindset. I have to change the way I manage my money. I have to change the way I handle my businesses so that I can get the kind of future I want. So that is the concept of Unscrew Your Mind, and that is why I sat down and I just thought about all these things, how I need to change my mindset, how I need to stop thinking of all these outdated ways of thinking, all these outdated norms and things that have just been made as norms just because some people repeated it, but doesn't mean they're actually right. Yeah. So yes, so if you feel that you have been in that place, that's in a similar place like I have been, if you feel like you need to grow yourself as a person, you need to change your mindset, and if you feel like you need to increase your sources of income, sorry, if you feel like you need to increase your sources of income, because being dependent on one source of income is very hard, especially if you are employed. Okay, if you're employed, it is very hard because you can lose the job at any moment. That company you're employed at might be closed. Anything can happen and you might just lose that source of income completely. So what next after that? So this is why I'm here, and I'm hoping that you come on this journey with me, because I personally feel like I am on a journey, because I sat down and I analyzed myself and I discovered all the things that I was doing wrong. I set my goals afresh. I started afresh. I started my life with a purpose again, and it is never actually too late. It is never too late. You can sit down, you can analyze your life, you can analyze what you need to do, how you need to act to get to the place you want to get. So don't really pressure yourself about it. Just sit down, meditate, figure things out for yourself first. Figure out what you want. Figure out the kind of life you see for yourself, and then figure out what you need to sacrifice for that kind of future that you want. Figure out what you need to what you need to do. Figure out the kind of person you need to be, so that it can push you towards your goals, it can push you towards your dreams. So that is why I'm here, and I will be sharing a lot of content in those three aspects of entrepreneurship, investing, and personal development. And I hope along the course of this journey, we will get to interact, we will get to engage, we will get to discuss, and we will get to learn together. I am not a financial guru or a life coach, but I am sure that there are things that I have learned from my personal experiences that I can share that will be impactful to you. And I'm also sure that you have gone through some situations, or you've experienced some things that you are able to share the lessons you learned from those things. And in this way of sharing and discussing, we can both grow as individuals, we can both grow in our finances, and you can both lead those kind of lives we see for ourselves. So this started a while back, yeah. So this is the backstory of Unscrew Your Mind, yeah. So I was so confused, and I was feeling so lost, because you know there's this notion about if you don't find your purpose, you will not really get life fulfillment. If you don't know your purpose, you're not leading an impactful life. And there's also this quote that says there are only two important dates in your life: the day you were born and the day you discover your purpose. Okay, so with all this talk about purpose and self-discovery, I used to pressure myself a lot because I was feeling lost. I didn't even know where to start. I didn't understand what purpose was. I didn't understand how to discover it in the first place. So I was just feeling so lost, and I was beating myself up. Why are you doing this in the new? Why are you doing this? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing this? You need to discover your purpose, otherwise you need to be happy. There was just a lot going on. But then I actually realized that sometimes you are just put in a position, you are just put in that path of your purpose, and you'll just figure it out slowly along the way as you go. So don't beat yourself up about it. Don't beat yourself up if you don't know what your purpose is. Don't beat yourself up if you feel confused at the moment. Do not. I have been there. I'm not yet like completely out, because there's some things I'm still figuring out. I'm still 23 years old, very young. So there's still things you need to figure out. There's still the major obstacles you'll have to face. You will fall down and you'll stand up and you'll keep moving on. That's what you need to do. So I pursued a bachelor's degree in community development at Egerton University in Nakuru. And yeah, so people used to ask me, so after graduation, what next? I just used to say, I'll get a job, then I'll know what next. You know, I just get a job. That is, I didn't have any direction. I just felt completely lost. I didn't know what to do next. I just knew that I had a degree, so I will get a job and I'll figure things out from there. Okay, but I felt like getting a job is not really what I wanted, because when I was in attachment after my third year, yeah, we have this mandatory attachment where we have to go look for a job somewhere, and we're attached to that place for a period of 2 months, 3 months, yeah. So I worked there for a period of 2 months, and it was hard for me. I had the hardest time, and I was like, is this really what I want to do for the rest of my life? I just felt like I didn't have that motivation to wake up, because I was like, I just have to wake up because I have to go, and I just have to go because I need those marks. I don't want to fail in my degree, you know. So it was just because I was just being pushed by those external forces. It didn't come from me, and I was just like, it was hard. I was miserable. I was so miserable, and I was like, I just have to go because I need that grade, not really because I feel like I'm compelled to do this, or this is what I'm driven to do, you know, that purposely motivation. It wasn't there. But guess what? Right now I used to get this, let me say, sort of joy every time somebody comes to me with a problem and I'm able to offer help, or somebody just shares something with me and I'm able to just give sound advice and they really appreciate it. And that's actually, I realized that I'm actually good at that. I'm actually good at giving people solutions. I'm actually good at, you know, making people feel better, and that gave me joy. That gave me a lot of joy. I'm usually very happy when I'm able to talk to somebody and they're able to feel like they have been relieved of all the stresses they had. That gives me a lot of joy. And while I was in this journey of trying to figure myself out and trying to increase my finances and trying to make things better for us, most of the time, or let me say most of the things that give us these stresses in life is the issue of income. When you're not able to earn as you would like, it gives you a lot of stress. You are not able to be happy, you're not able even to enjoy life. And that is how I actually was. That lack of money really controlled me. When I was just so broke and I just had to borrow money, and I felt so bad. By the time I borrow money from a friend, I was at that point where I just have nothing, and it's either I borrow or I just die of hunger. You know, and that made me feel so bad. That time I used to borrow, and when I wasn't managing my finances really well, and I figured that many people are in the same place, especially us young people. We are actually in the same place right now, where we're just out of school and we're trying to get jobs, and you know, that phase, we're in that phase. And I just wanted to find a way to, because I'm on this journey of trying to figure ways of increasing my source of income and trying to figure ways of making myself a better person so that I can actually achieve my goals. So, and I realized that I actually like talking to people about it, because when I started this journey, I found out that I liked giving people advice. You know, do this, how about you do this? I started asking people what their life is like and all that, and I actually realized that I can actually develop a community. From the degree I pursued, community development, I was to go work in a place where I help the surrounding community, or I help a group of people with whatever needs that they'll be having. So according to the organization that I'll be working for, I would be helping the people with whatever needs they'll be having. But right now I've figured things out, and I am like, my degree is actually aligning with what I feel is my purpose. My purpose is to help people. My purpose is to give people a sense of happiness, you know, and remove all those stresses of no money, lack of income, very little income available, and all that. And that is the reason why Unscrew Your Mind was born. That is the reason why I decided to start this platform, where I wanted to start my own community of people who are, or people who have been in the same situation as me, of people who want to get out of that financial rut, that feeling of not having enough, feeling of not being able to cater for the next need, feeling of not when you're not sure about when you're going to get the next income, or if your income is delayed just a bit, that is it for you. You just feel like you don't know what to do next. You just go hungry or just live from paycheck to paycheck, you know, you understand, that kind of life. So I figured that as I'm taking this journey on my own, because I am really focused on getting on this journey of increasing my income sources, of making myself a better person, and I realized, why, instead of doing this alone, or instead of doing this with a close friend, because you know, as you're doing something, you get to share it with your friends or people you interact with most of the time, yeah. So instead of doing this with my closest friends, how about I start a community? How about I start speaking to people, and thereafter forming a community of people who are driven, of people who are motivated to get what they want from life, getting that forming that community of people who are ambitious in life, but they don't know how to do it, they don't know where to start, and they're a bit confused about it, like I was. So yes, this is why I'm here, and I hope that you will come with me on this journey. I hope that you will join my community, and we will get to develop together as a community, and we will get to better ourselves as communities. And as we better ourselves, you as a person, you can also go and find your own community to develop, and with that we'll find that we get to bring in more impact in the society, and that in itself is enough purpose, I believe. Because what better way to live life than to see other people happy, to see yourself making an impact in other people's lives, right? Yes, so that is me. My name is Janet Ndanu, and I am welcoming you to this journey. I am welcoming you to take this journey with me. If you're ready, if you feel like that is you I have spoken to, if you feel like you have related to my story, if you feel like you have been where I have been, or you are where I am, let's take this journey together and let's do this. So stay tuned. I want you to subscribe. If you are in the same position as me, you must subscribe. So subscribe. I'm going to be giving very helpful content that I have taken time to research and analyze and use. So this content will be very dependable, and it will be very useful if you so choose to continue taking this journey with me. So subscribe, turn on those post notifications so that you can be alerted every time I post a new videos. I'll be posting my videos every Wednesday and Friday, so stay tuned to that, and I hope you stay safe, I hope you stay at home, and I hope you always strive to be happy. Until next time, bye.